Hey guys, how's it going? This is Autobot JCB here again for another How to Transform video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to transform the 2002-2003 Transformers Armada sideways. In addition to sideways, I'm going to show you how to transform and combine his minions, Crosswise and Rook. Now the reason I say minions is because Crosswise and Rook are not actually minicons. They are just they are attachment pieces for sideways, because in the Transformers Armada series, sideways has been confirmed as neither Autobot or Decepticon, but in fact a puppet created by Unicron in order to not only infiltrate but also to invoke more fighting and hatred between the Autobots and Decepticons. So he actually he starts out by pretending to be an Autobot. And what happens is he lures Hotshot into a trap and decides to betray Hotshot and allows the Decepticons to steal the Star Saber from him. And then he switches over to the Decepticons. Shortly after that, what he does is he actually goes behind Megatron's back and is in communication with somebody. I don't think they ever confirmed who it was, but I do believe it was Unicron. And what happens after that is he's found out to be a mole in the Decepticon ranks and is then attacked by Megatron, who at this point does have the Star Saber now. And then shortly after that, he actually reveals information to the Autobots on how to find the 3 minicons that make up the Requiem Blaster. If you want to check out my Requiem Blaster minicon, it is also down on my video list. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by showing you how to take Crosswise and Rook, and I'm going to show you how to combine both of them into the rider for Sideways vehicle mode. So for right now, we're just going to move Sideways off to the side, and we will start with these two. So as you can see here, these guys, they look like they could be minicons, but they are actually not. They do not actually have the minicon insignia, which I think is a good attention to detail since they never actually even combine with Sideways except to become either the Autobot head or the Decepticon head. So the first thing I'll do is I will show you how to combine them into the rider, and then I will show you how to transform them into the individual head configurations for Sideways' Autobot setup and Decepticon setup. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take Crosswise, and you're going to want to take his arms and fold them straight back just like this. And then what you'll do is you'll push down on his head, which will actually make the head for his rider configuration pop up just like that. And then all you do is just bring the legs down just like that. Then they actually turn into arms, as you can see. And there's the upper half of the rider for Sideways. So go ahead and set him here, and I'll show you Rook. Now Rook's pretty easy. All you do is you just take his legs, give them a 180-degree turn right here at the knee. Just like that. And then you take this panel right here, fold it up halfway, and fold his arms up so that they are level with it. And then what you do is you'll see a little port right here behind Crosswise. That little peg right there is actually Crosswise's head. What you'll do is you'll actually insert Rook's head just behind it, and it'll just kind of sit in there. And then what you do is you take that panel on the back there and just fold it all the way up, and then move the arms for both figures up into position, so he looks like that. So now I can show you how to connect him onto Sideways' vehicle mode. Typically when I do this, what I actually like to do is I will actually put Rook on first because it's a little bit easier for me. So we'll just kind of go ahead and kind of fold that back down just like that. Move the legs out a little bit. Now you'll notice this little port right here, or this little peg, it will actually port into the little hole that is right there. And just hang on one second. I apologize. Move his legs forward a little bit. There we go. And that'll just peg right there into that little port right there. And you just push his legs into that slot right there. Just like that. So kind of half a rider right now. And then what we do is just go ahead and reattach Crosswise same way, just like I showed you how to combine them onto that, and then flip that panel up just like that. Move the arms back up into position, and then take the arms for the rider and put them on the handlebars. So it's pretty simple to attach, but yeah, there are Crosswise and Rook as the rider for Sideways' vehicle mode, which I think is kind of cool because we don't really see stuff like that in a lot of Transformers series. Like I know, like in the Revenge of the Fallen movie, the RC sisters actually had hologram riders, but we don't really often see physical riders that are partnered with the actual figure itself. But anyway, so we'll go ahead now and we'll take, I like to call him Cross Rook, is what I like to call him, because it's just kind of a little name combination. It's just kind of for fun. So now what I will do is I will go ahead and I'll just split those two apart. We'll just set them off to the side for right now, and I will show you how to transform sideways. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take the exhaust pipes. These will actually become his arms. You just go ahead and fold them straight down just like that. And then just kind of reach them out to the side just like that. Fold it out to the side. Now this part right here can actually be a little tricky because this actually does fit really tight in. So what you'll want to do is you'll actually want to bring this down just like this and then pull down on his legs, which will reveal these gaps right here. And then go ahead and split his legs apart. But be careful when you do because there are little pins in here. I have actually done it on an older figure that I had of this one. Where I actually broke the pins, so I had to get a new one. So just make sure the legs are pulled down all the way. I'll move this leg off to the side. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to take this is the seat right here. You'll want to put this pin right here into this groove right here, and it'll just kind of pop into place. And then rock it back and slide this over into that groove right there, which will become Sideways' foot. So we'll go ahead and do that on the other side. So rock it forward and click it into place. Rock it back a little bit and then slide it into that groove right there. And there we have Sideways' legs. And I apologize if I keep going out of the camera frame. I'm hoping to get a new camera soon. The next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go ahead and take this section right here. And it'll actually pop off a little pin right here. And then just give this a 180 degree turn just like that. And then fold it back down and it should click into place. I don't know if it will or not. If it doesn't, it's okay. But then the next thing you're going to want to do is you'll see that little peg hole right there and right there. Those will actually connect right into these pins right here. So you'll see that there's a hinge right here. So what you'll do is you'll want to make sure you click the hinge first. And then rotate that, just kind of rotate that forward on this hinge. And hang on, let me, before you do that, you can actually go ahead and pull up his head, his main head, to get the handlebars out of the way. Then what you do is you go ahead and take that pin and that slot, go ahead and pin those two together, and then give his arm a 180 degree turn and bring it down to his side. So pop that hinge right there, bring that forward, pop that in, rotate his arm. And then finally what you're going to want to do is you just take the wheels right here and just fold them in half, and they just sit up behind him just like that. All right, so there we have Sideways. Oh, one other thing you'll want to do is you'll want to go ahead and move the handlebars down, just like this, because that's how they actually sit in the show when he doesn't have one of his minicon heads on. So anyway, there is Sideways in his alt mode. Looks kind of neat, looks kind of menacing. Now you will notice that he actually doesn't have an Autobot or Decepticon insignia yet. In order to do that, what you'll do is you'll actually take his handlebars, fold them back up, and then push his head down into his chest. And you'll notice that there's a port right here on his on the top of his head. So if you actually take crosswise, and you'll notice that the head on crosswise actually matches up pretty good, especially with that little pin right there. Go ahead and bring Crosswise's arms down just like this. And then what you do is you just go ahead and rotate the arms for or his legs outside, just outsideways, just like that. Now you'll notice that there are little ridges right here on the front. This top ridge, this plate will actually slide up. So what you do is you take your fingernail and go ahead and slide that up, which will reveal a set of eyes. So if you take the arms of crosswise and you insert them into these two ports right here, it will actually push down a plate on the chest of sideways, which will reveal the Autobot insignia right there. So that's kind of a neat little attention to detail. It's kind of got that right there in his chest. And now, if you go ahead and take crosswise back off of him, which will hide the symbol altogether. I apologize. Just 1 second. And then if you take Rook, what you'll do is you'll go ahead and flip this panel back up, flip the arms down, and then go ahead and move the legs just like that into position. And the same deal as before. This has a plate that slides up just like this. And then what you do is you do the exact same thing you did with the Rook, but this time instead, when you push this panel down, it will actually reveal the Decepticon symbol. So now he is a Decepticon. I think that's a pretty neat little feature how they did that, on how they, instead of like having it where like the 2002, 2003 Wheeljack just has a big slash over his Autobot symbol and then has a Decepticon symbol stamped below it. I think this is actually a pretty creative way on how to make him so he can fight on both sides and maintain his cover. But anyway, that is the 2002-2003 Transformers Armada Sideways. If you guys have any other ideas for other Transformers you'd like me to try and do, feel free to comment below. Even hit that like and subscribe button. Until then, I will see you in the next video. Bye.